As a resolution for 2026, I want to be more consistent on YouTube and make more music. And what better way to do that than by setting myself the challenge to make an album and clue you in on how it's going along the way. In this video, we'll be making the first song of it, called the Narrator, which sounds like this. Okay, so here's the plan for the album. Working title, Everything's a Story. Theme, vibe, I'm thinking of like very fairy tale-esque, magical. I have a song already written and it's called The Narrator. And it's about, the endless voice that you hear in your head narrating every single thing rather than just directly experiencing the thing. That being said, I don't want to be too strict about every single song needs to adhere to this topic. I'm not the kind of artist who can set a theme and then every single song will just match. The songs emerge from themselves and whether they all fit together cohesively, I'm not holding myself to anything at least. Let's listen to what already exists. I found this Irish harp, which I had to download for free from the Complete Start kit, just so that I could write what I was going to do eventually with my own harp. So it sounds a bit, but I'm replacing that with live harp. This is what it sounds like so far.
Things are as they are, and they undulate, seemingly without reason. You know what it means, 'cause no action can be born without a causation.
So I'm trying to find some nice pads and maybe like a bass sound here. I like that sort of organic kind of sound. Let's add a bass. Let's see what we can find. That's the thing, is I spend forever trying to look for what it is I'm looking for. And then I look back at my footage and it's just hours of me going. I think the picture is frozen because I'm just, By the way, look at these purple earphone covers. Aren't they cool? It's the end of an era for the blue ones. They broke so quickly. So now we're on purple. See how long these last. To start, I intuitively pick sounds that I think will be nice. Sometimes a sound is there to set the mood. Other times I need to solve a problem, like when it feels too empty and I want to give it some body. Here I want to create the atmosphere, so I'm demoing some pads to see if they fit well. Yeah, that's what I want. Add some reverb to you. That's it, that's all I wanted. Megan, why are you so detail-focused? Do the structure first. To which I say, I already have the structure, babe. Look at that. Verse, chorus, pre-chorus. Not in that order. Yeah. I think it still needs something higher up, like an effect. Let's see what we can find. that is going to be kind to our song. I should probably start recording the harp and then add more stuff. It's going to take a while because I have to tune the harp. I have a few goals set just to give it some direction. Definitely want to integrate my harp because, you know, I've been playing for a year now and I think I've nailed it. I'm a master, so I better use it in every single song. No, but I do want to try out and find like little riffs or patterns and even write some songs on the harp specifically, because whatever instrument I start writing a song on is very much going to color, you know, the chords that you use, because there's a limit to what you can do on that instrument. It's time to play the MIDI harp for real. I have to play it in sections because the chords I have written are not all from the same key. Since this is a lever harp, I have to reset the levers in between to be able to play different notes. The next day I continued to noodle on the harp to find little motifs I can add to the pre-chorus. I also have drums in this section just so I can play along for timing. I think that's sounding good. For now, I'm going to put the harp away and then let's build some more around it. We are in need of some bass percussion stuff. So let's go looking. Yeah, I like that teeny tiny detail. Let's add in the details first, Meg. Oh, it's nice though. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The details. I wonder if I can make it fade out a bit more though. Details. This is terrible. Okay, I think I'm going to bounce it out and just fade it. Bouncy, bouncy. Now, isn't that nice? Isn't that such a nice little detail? I'm glad we did that. You know, sometimes you've got like these ideas and they're like, hey, carry me out. And then you're like, you're a detail. I have to do broad strokes first. And the detail is like, please. And then you're like, okay. Come on in then, detail. You can stay. Let's add reverb to the detail. Do you hear that difference? Much better. Oh, God, I'm glad we added that reverb. I would have gone mad. Let's find the damn percussion that I want. If this jersey is the only thing you see me wearing this winter, so be it. It's so gold. Okay, I think levels are good. I want to add some guitar strums. I need this for intro and first verse to have percussion. Let's try double tracking this. More and more, I'm finding it important to get the percussion down right from the start, as it helps identify where the energy increases and dies down again. Okay, what am I going to do about these drums? I think just doing like a shaker. Things like shakers subtly help push things along, but now I want to give this section some color with guitar chords. Sweetie. I'm just gonna stick to what I'm able to do. I'm hearing like fancy guitar pickings after that, but I can't do that, so this is what we've got. But let's see what we can get done with this bloody chorus. Let's go. Let's do it. When the sun comes out, I am white. Can we go into these packs? What's this? Ooh.
Let me go. I wanna feel light without you telling me to enjoy it.
I like that. Moving on to the chorus, I continue to work on drums first and then bass. I'm choosing organic sounds like wooden sticks and forest found sounds from Orchestral Tools' creative packs, which I really like, in keeping with the natural woodland fairy vibe I want to establish for the album. Wow, look at that. That was quick. If that's all we're doing to the first chorus. Maybe some vocal doubles just to fill out a bit, but...
Few and far between, all the silent pauses not attracting attention.
So I've created a reference playlist. For obvious reasons, I can't play you any song that is on there. I can link it down below if you would like to listen to it. And I might be adding to it along the way. So the way I think I'm going to start this project is to take one of the songs that I've already finished writing and just produce it start to finish. Obviously, you'll get to see the process of that. And based on that, I then have certain sounds that I've used, certain presets, and I can create a template from this and use it for every single other track, building the other songs from there. It's just going to help me on my way as I try not to overthink this whole process. I'll have to reevaluate my plan of attack once I've created that first song. It's coming together. I did another listen through before I turned you on. And I'm really happy with how it's sounding. We just gotta crank out the last chorus and the bridge, and then we can sing.
It's got me raining down on my own parade, and nothing comes.
Oh, by the way, what you heard just now was this harp piece. That harp part I reversed, and in the second pre-chorus, it's going backwards. We're going up, 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 it's our moment. I have different percussion for the second chorus to keep the momentum going and the song building.
There's too much here that I forfeit.
Just to thicken up the sound a bit, we do multiple takes. I think we need to add guitar. Let me get him. He's right over here. Say hello, guitar. He says hello. He's a good lad. Good. Very good now. Your neck is scooping a bit low there, don't you think? What to do if I lack motivation, because I have very much struggled with this. I'm just flying high for like 2 weeks solid, and I'm barely stopping to eat anything because I'm just so in my project. And then the crash comes and it's just a nosedive. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be creative. I just want to lie in bed. Those periods of time, they worry me when they last too long. So what I'm going to try and do is find some more balance. I'm going to force myself to take breaks on the days that I don't feel motivated but I haven't done anything, I'm just going to get started. I have noticed that sometimes you move first, you sit down, you open the project, and then you do something and motivation comes afterwards. And I am like a bit ashamed to say that I have in the past very much relied on motivation coming first in order for me to do stuff, which is just, it doesn't work. So I'm hoping I can strike a balance in these things. I tested everything, it should all be working. If it doesn't, I'm gonna cry.
Things are as they are,
Not the best start, but keep going.
and they undulate, seemingly without reason. You know what it means, 'cause no action can be born without a causation, and nothing comes close now to these high.
Knowing which note comes next, I have to reset the levels of my mic and hope that the neighbors are out.
Let me go.
I think that's okay.
Let me go. I wanna feel light without you telling me to enjoy it.
We have to pick the best takes so that we can compile those together, or composite it's called. And based on those, we can do things like doubles and harmonies, because you want to get as close to the final main vocal as you can get, which means that I have to go through all of these awful takes to find the good one.
Things are as they are.
Nope. Not that one.
Things are as they are. You know what it means.
That's definitely
'Cause
better.
no action can be born without a causation.
I like the vibrato in born. Those kinds of things is how I'm basing what I pick and choose.
'Cause no action can be born without a causation.
Born. And also it needs to flow smoothly. So if in one take I'm doing very nasal stuff, and in the next it's quite soft and round, they don't really flow well together. I think I like this. When I find something I like, I try not to look for something better. I should actually look through all the takes, but I don't want to do that because it saves time. And if I throw it away without ever listening to it, then what's meant to happen is meant to happen. I don't always do that, but it's just a way of to stop seeking. I'm already content with something, so trying to look for something even better is a bit of I'm trying to curb that behavior. Once I've picked all the best takes and stitched them together, I can then add my doubles and harmonies, which you will hear in the far left and the far right of your headphones or speakers. I give the doubles a bit of a different quality to the main vocal, singing it a bit breathier so it's not competing for the front so much, particularly in the chorus. I want to release the album as a whole, which means I can't release this song just yet. But what I am going to do is post it to Patreon. That way, those who desire to support me can gain access to the songs early, which means as soon as I finish them, they will be yours. And for those who can't, I'd love it if you helped keep me accountable here on YouTube. Don't let me disappear for another 3 months. Now, without further ado, Let's listen to the narrator.
Things are as they are, and they undulate, seemingly without reason. You know what it means, 'cause no action can be born without a causation. But somehow it's got me raining down on my own parade, and nothing comes close now to these high expectations you set. Ego, let me go. I wanna feel light without you telling me to enjoy it. You're in this alone. If I keep listening, there's too much here that I forfeit. It's a firework display if the narrator has nothing else to say about it. Ego, let me go. Things move where they will, while the mental noise will keep you held in a story. Few and far between are the silent pauses not attracting attention. But somehow it's got me raining down on my own parade, and nothing comes close now to these high expectations you set. Ego, let me go. I wanna feel light without you telling me to enjoy it. You're in this alone. If I keep listening, there's too much here that I forfeit. It's a firework display if the narrator has nothing else to say about it. Ego, let me go. I wanna feel light without you telling me to enjoy it. You're in this alone. If I keep listening, there's too much here that I forfeit. It's a firework display if the narrator has nothing